How is it that the greatest setup that will mortgage both your life and your finances is happening in broad daylight and you're guiding yourself slowly towards it? In fact, you've taken the handshake in agreement for that setup. What if the biggest mistake you would make is not around the choice of who you would settle with or who your life partner will be? What if it's not about what school you're going to take your children to? What if the biggest mistake you will ever make is retiring? Ever watched life, done life with someone that is retiring, that you've known all your life, suddenly has retired? Have you ever done life with them? Have you ever asked yourself why? You just have a feeling like that they're so fragile, that they're close to their end. How do captains of industries, do people who have shifted paradigms, do do men and women who have made billions for industries suddenly become these fragile individuals that we see? Have you ever been aware of the heartache you carry when you see your loved ones who are in their retirement age? This is something I have termed and coined the mirroring effect. The mirroring effect reflects yourself, or you see yourself in the life that these people are living. And the ache you carry is an ache from the awareness that you do not want to live your life this way. However, you see the possibilities of it happening. Once upon a time, you led industries, you're leading industries, you're building businesses, you're building branches, you're building several other funnels, several other leads, several other channels. You're helping men and women create value, run their homes, look after their own personal interests. You've created jobs and you're able to sustain paying them salaries for so long, many years, up until the day you decide to retire. Your ovation is loud. Everybody stands up and read your accolades out like this is the best and the final point in your life. And they say to you, you've done so well, you've worked really hard, it's time to go and rest. At first, it sounds like kindness and it sounds like they're very, very thoughtful and they're looking after me. When you get into retirement, after a year, you start to see that this was the greatest setup ever and you fell for it. I hope you, after watching this video, will not fall for it. My name is Dr. Clara Obano, family physician trained in England. Let me be vulnerable completely to you. Once upon a time, I was also looking forward to 65. I was looking forward to my retirement, wondering how would it feel with nowhere to go, nothing to do, all the time in my hands. What changed? I have watched and gained at least 2,000 hours of experience with what happens after the age of 65. Accumulated addition, when I add up the time I spend with each patient that has gone over that age, I have come up with at least 2,000 hours of experience over the age of 65. And it's not something I want to do to myself. I used to dream of, oh, I'm going to stop working, I'm going to just chill. I no longer want to chill, that kind of chilling. Once retiring, I'll give you the characteristics of retiring. One, you start to scale down on your house that you've lived in, that you've loved, that you built your memories. Two, you start to scale down on your cars and your property because you feel like you have nowhere to go. Three, you don't create new relationships. You only foster the old ones you have got as much as you can. Four, no new skills form, no new tools are birthed. Five, no new value creation channel is formed. No value creation is attempted outside your family and your loved ones. Six, you start to create plans based on other people's plans or availability, and slowly you lose your voice. How have I seen this play out in the lives of in my interactions every day? I hear comments like, oh, old age sucks. Or I hear no one said to me it's going to be this way. Or it's also said I hear Other comments like, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to be a burden to you. How did a captain of industry suddenly start to consider themselves as a burden? This is what led me to the term the retirement funnel. Retirement funnel a is a curation of all of this, all the six things I mentioned to you. Those are the characteristics of the retirement funnel. Eventually, you scale down your identity, which is the most important part of us. You start to consider yourself as less value than you really carry. How is it that after curating a mindset of such formidable value that brought paradigm shifts, and that mindset you still carry, but because your body is older, you suddenly become less valuable? Should the reverse not be the case? I have stopped looking forward to 65. I'm ready to work until the day that I go. Now, this is the alternative. I have coined it, your legacy freedom plan. And what are the characteristics? Now, if you actually think, barring all odds or barring the idea of impossible, I want you to choose one age, the age you want to live up to. I've chosen my own age. And if I say to you that the age I want to live up to is 120 years, what age would you want to live up to? The reason why this is very important is that it helps you stop seeing your life as winding down. When you get to 40, 50, 60, and closer the retirement age, a lot of times you start to believe, oh, my life is coming to an end. How do you know that for sure? Nobody knows the day they're going to go. So if I was going to, you're going to ask me, how are you sure you're going to live up to 120? I don't know. And I will not be here to find out if I don't live up to that age. I heard Dan Sullivan say this, and that's true. Dan Sullivan also purported a way of deciding how old he would want to live, and I'll share it with you. So he wants to live 156 years, and he was born in 1944. And he thought about it like saying, so this is what the concept is. So if you want to live a straight 100 years in one, from 1 to 100, then you add up what's left of your from your year of birth to the nearest zeros. So if, for example, you were born in 19, let's use a whole number to make it, to make it easy. If you're born in 1990 and you add 10 years to 1990, that will give you 2000. 2000 for 100 for plus 100 straight years is 2100. So if you then add you then add a 10 to 100, and I'll give you 110 years. So that's the method he came about. For some people, you want to use the age. So some people use the age around which the oldest person in the family has lived. Is that the age you want to live? Ask yourself that question and honestly agree with yourself too. I want you to now think of, what age do you want to retire? When would it be okay to say, I've had enough? If you're going to be working up till the age you can choose yourself. For me, that age will be a year before I die. So 119 years. And I want to stop, it's when I want to stop working. I'll be honest with you. I like my baby girl life. I always say this, so this is surprising me, honestly, because I'm the kind of person that will take holiday on my birthday for sure, because I want to just chill, rest. Now, this is no call to a life of pressure or a life of work until you drop. This is a life of quality and a life of giving back till the day you leave, because until we die, we still have value in us. Number 3, what is that number? If it was going to be that you would want to provide, that you want to see as a check in your bank account every year. So if you are going to total what your returns will be, what's that number that will make you smile? For me, it's 50 million American dollars every year. It's value I want to bring back I want to give out to humanity, because when I give out value worth $50 million, I will get paid $50 million. That is what I want to do every year. And I've written, it is scary, but I would rather put plans ahead to see myself get there. If you want to learn more about this, what I'm describing now, I learned it from a book I read by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, 10 times is better than 2x. Now, number 4, I want you to now choose a number. This number is not going to be a magical number. It's a number that you are going to think about, calculate by putting in your biggest expenses, like your home, changing your car. If you're going to change your car every 5 years, the cost of looking after yourself and your transportation, your feeding, your support staff around you, what would that look like every month? And I want you to take down this number and start to live around this number. You're going to start to practice how to live your life around this number. And if you have not got enough to fund this number, you're going to make a quiet promise to yourself that this is the number I want to get to. And you're going to have to start to walk towards that number. What you will find is that a lot of things around you will start to shape up such that you will be able to, you will then start to look closer towards this number than you were previously before you identified what that number is. Why is this important to me? I have seen from my hours of encounter with retirement that it slowly helps you see no value in yourself. It slowly makes you want to shrink or hide away or feel like you don't matter anymore because you're not creating value. Why don't we now start to create the value, get used to creating the value, continue to create the value until we go? I hope this will help someone. I hope this will help you think about things even differently. One of the biggest risk factors I have seen for every problem that I can think of is retirement, in mental health problems, in cardiovascular problems, in metabolic problems. Retirement plays a big role because the human mind was not created to sit idle or unchallenged. I hope this helps somebody. Do have a fine day. Bye bye.